The opening match of Matchweek 12 in the 2025-26 Premier League kicks off on November 22nd at Turf Moor. Burnley versus Chelsea might not be the biggest headline of the weekend, but it's certainly the earliest spark of drama. And right now, the gap between these two sides could be summed up in one line. One is fighting for the top four, the other is fighting for survival. Still, whenever Chelsea are involved, you can throw the script out the window. Every matchup suddenly feels more unpredictable. Add in the injury situation and the fact that this comes right after an international break, and smaller teams often find a slight edge. Let's start with the visitors. Chelsea arrive at Turf Moor, sitting third in the table with 20 points from 11 games. The 6-point gap behind leaders Arsenal isn't a massive concern. More importantly, Enzo Maresca's team finally looked like they're finding consistency, both in their performances and their results. 4 wins in their last 5 speak for themselves, even if fans are still haunted by one major slip. That shocking 2-1 defeat at Stamford Bridge against Sunderland. That stumble has left Chelsea supporters wary every time their team faces weaker opponents. Burnley, of course, fall right into that category. On the other side, Burnley sits 17th with just 10 points, level with West Ham but ahead of the relegation zone only on goal difference. After the brief joy of back-to-back wins over Leeds United and Wolves in October, Scott Parker's men were dragged straight back down to earth with 2 consecutive losses to Arsenal and West Ham. The 3-2 defeat to West Ham exposed problems they still haven't fixed: lapses in concentration at the back, and an inability to protect a lead even after scoring early. Facing a confident, informed Chelsea side right now is far from ideal for a team trying to steady itself. Chelsea, meanwhile, approached this match with solid momentum. Their most recent outing, a dominant display against Wolves, offered plenty of reasons for optimism. Despite a tough first half, the Blues stayed patient and controlled. Malo Gusto broke the deadlock with his first ever goal for the club, and from that moment on, Chelsea never looked back. João Pedro doubled the lead in the 65th minute before Pedro Neto sealed a convincing 3-0 win. What's even more impressive is that Chelsea entered this weekend as the Premier League's top scoring team with 21 goals. Despite not having the most star-studded attack on paper, it's the product of a fluid, well-drilled system, with the versatility of players like Alejandro Garnacho and Pedro Neto giving the attack a constant sense of danger. The head-to-head history between Chelsea and Burnley also leans heavily toward the London side. In their last 10 meetings, Chelsea have won 7 and drawn 3. They haven't lost once, and those wins often come in convincing fashion. Take the 4-1 victory in October 2023, for example, when Cole Palmer, Raheem Sterling, and Nicholas Jackson all got on the score sheet, with Al Dakhil adding an own goal. Their most recent clash, on May 30th, 2024, saw Cole Palmer score twice, but Burnley fought back bravely to snatch a 2-2 draw thanks to goals from Josh Cullen and Dara O'Shea. That game was a reminder that Burnley aren't always easy to break down, especially at Turf Moor. But the difference in squad quality this time is still massive. On Chelsea's side, the injury list is a major concern. The only good news is that Jamie Gittins, who picked up a knock while playing for England's U21s, has been cleared and should be ready to return soon. But Pedro Neto, who scored the 3rd goal in the win over Wolves, is dealing with a groin issue and had to withdraw from the Portugal squad. Whether he'll be fit in time for Burnley remains uncertain. Things get even more complicated, with Palmer expected to miss a few more weeks with the same type of injury. Enzo Fernandez and Benoit Badiashile might return, but Romeo Lavia, Levi Colwill, and Dario Isugo are all ruled out long-term. That means Enzo Maresca will have to rotate carefully, especially in the wide areas, which are crucial to his system. Burnley aren't in great shape either. Jordan Bayer is out with a hamstring problem, while Zeki Amdouni and Connor Roberts are sidelined with knee injuries. In attack, Jadon Anthony is almost guaranteed to start on the left, while the right-wing spot is still an open battle between Laum Chauna, Marcus Edwards, and Jacob Brun. Larson. Chauna seems to have the edge thanks to his pace and fearless dribbling. As for predicted lineups, Chelsea will likely field an attacking quartet of Estevan, João Pedro, and Garnacho, supporting Liam Delap up front, assuming Neto doesn't recover in time. Behind them, Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo should anchor midfield. The back four will be the familiar setup of Marc Cucurella, Trevoh Chalobah, Wesley Fofana, and Malo Gusto, with Robert Sanchez between the posts. Burnley are expected to stick with their theoretical 4-3-3 shape, with Martin Dubravka in goal. The back line should consist of Kyle Walker, Axel Tuanzebe, Maxime Esteve, and Hartman Control in midfield will depend heavily on Florentino and Josh Cullen, while the attacking midfield trio will feature Chauna, Hannibal Mejbri, and Anthony up top. Fleming is set to lead the line after a solid showing last weekend. All of this points to one thing. The match at Turf Moor is likely to be far tighter than the league table suggests. Chelsea may be the stronger side, but they're carrying a long injury list. Burnley, on the other hand, may be struggling, but they always fight with real spirit at home. That's why this opening clash of Matchweek 12 could turn into a major test for both teams. A chance for Chelsea to prove they've found real stability, and a chance for Burnley to keep their survival hopes alive in what will be a brutal race until May. Another storyline heading into this game is the big question many fans are asking: has Chelsea actually fixed their long-standing struggle against low-block defenses? Since the start of the season, that's been the knot they just can't untie. Dropped points in the 2-2 draw with Brentford or the 2-1 shock loss to Sunderland came from the same script. Chelsea dominated every statistic, but suffocated in the middle of the pitch, the area they need space the most to bring Maresca's attacking patterns to life. Even in the recent 3-0 win over Wolves, the same familiar issue returned in the first half. It was déjà vu. Chelsea had all the ball, boxed Wolves in, but produced no real breakthrough. Wolves, like Brentford and Sunderland before them, dropped into a deep 5-man block, closing every pocket between the lines. And with Moises Caicedo constantly shadowed, Chelsea's central passing lanes, the heartbeat of Maresca's system, were almost completely shut down. Even the chances they created were half-looks at best. Pedro Neto trying to thread a ball to Malo Gusto at the edge of the box, or Marc Cucurella being forced into a hopeful long-range shot. Those moments showed just how stuck Chelsea were. None of it troubled Sam Johnstone much, but it certainly made the fans inside the stadium uneasy. Chelsea were pushed wide into cramped spaces, and striker Liam Delap, starting for the first time since his hamstring injury, ended up with the fewest touches of any outfield player. But the difference in that match, and the most encouraging sign for Chelsea, was how they handled the second half. In moments like these, frustration usually builds, then turns into panic, and suddenly the whole game slips away. Maresca didn't allow that. The team kept their rhythm. They stayed patient, kept rotating positions, and got fresh energy from the bench. At exactly the right time, Chelsea executed the basics better, moving the ball quicker, stretching the defensive block, and counter-pressing with more intensity. And once they did that, the 3 goals came as a natural consequence. It was proof that this team is learning how to solve a low block, not just hope for a lucky breakthrough. Of course, scoring 3 past Wolves after a tough first half isn't the final answer. Chelsea will face far tighter, far better organized defenses as the season goes on. But it is real progress, not perfect, but meaningful, and it gives the Blues a solid platform to feel more confident heading into what promises to be a tricky, gritty away trip to Burnley in Matchweek 12.